Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating decision making and forecasting techniques ever developed, the Delphi method. Whether you're a business leader trying to predict market trends, a policy analyst preparing for future scenarios, or a student exploring research methods, the Delphi method is your secret weapon for structured expert insight. Now before I continue, I need to remind you to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Now let's move on. The Delphi method was not born in a business school or management consultancy. It was actually developed in the 1950s by the Rand Corporation, and it was named Delphi after the ancient Greek oracle of Delphi, the priestess who was believed to foresee the future. That's pretty fitting, right? So, what exactly is the Delphi method? The Delphi method is a systematic, interactive forecasting process that relies on a panel of independent experts. But instead of debating face to face, experts share their opinions anonymously through several rounds of questionnaires. Between each round, a facilitator summarizes the results and feeds them back to the participants. The experts can then revise their earlier answers based on the group's feedback. Over time, the opinions converge, producing a refined collective judgment. Think of it as a way to extract the wisdom of the crowd, but from qualified experts, minus the influence of loud voices, hierarchy, or politics. Let's go through the step-by-step breakdown of the Delphi process. First of all, select the panel of experts. You pick people who have specialized knowledge in the topic. The key is diversity, different industries, perspectives, and experiences. Then you design the first questionnaire. This usually includes open-ended questions like what do you believe are the top 3 technologies that will shape the energy industry in the next decade. That would be the first round. You are going to then collect the opinions. Experts are going to respond individually and anonymously. Then you are going to summarize the results. The facilitator compiles the answers, identifying the pattern, themes, or consensus points, and then the facilitator is going to summarize them statistically or descriptively. Then you're going to go to the second round, refining the opinions. The summarized results are sent back. Experts review them and can modify their earlier opinions if they wish, and then you are going to repeat until consensus. This process is going to be repeated for 2 or more rounds until the result starts to stabilize, meaning most experts are in agreement. And just like that, you have got a collective forecast or decision built from structured expert wisdom. Let's say you want to forecast the future of electric vehicles in developing countries by 2035. You gather 15 experts, engineers, policymakers, economists, and environmentalists. You ask them what factors will influence EV adoption. Round 1, they are going to say things like charging infrastructure, battery price, and government policy. Round 2, you summarize, share the results, and ask them to rate the importance of each factor. Round 3, opinions are going to start aligning. You now have a ranked list of key drivers for EV growth, built from informed consensus. That's Delphi in action: structured, iterative, and data-driven. Strengths of the Delphi method. The Delphi method has several unique strengths. Anonymity reduces bias. No one dominates the conversation. Iterative refinement ensures opinions evolve with reflection. Quantitative and qualitative balance. It mixes numbers and narratives. Great for uncertainty. It is ideal when data is scarce but expert insight is rich. It has been used for policy forecasting, technological foresight, healthcare planning, and even future studies in education and climate policy. But of course, no method is perfect. There are some limitations of Delphi method that you should know. First of all, it's time consuming. Multiple rounds can take weeks or months. Quality depends on experts. Weak selection means weak output. Consensus isn't always correctness. Sometimes the majority can still be wrong. And finally, facilitator bias. How the results are summarized can influence responses. The modern Delphi method, eDelphi and beyond. In the digital age, Delphi has evolved. We now have eDelphi where the process happens online using tools like Google Forms or specialized Delphi software. This allows larger panels, quicker feedback loops, and even global participation. In research, modified versions like Policy Delphi or Real-Time Delphi are used, allowing faster, more interactive input from experts. When should you use Delphi method? Use Delphi when you need expert judgment on complex or uncertain topics. Hard data is limited or unavailable. Groupthink or power dynamics could distort open discussions. You want long-term forecasting like predicting industry trends or policy impacts. It's especially powerful in strategic planning, innovation management, and futurism research. At its heart, the Delphi method is more than a technique, it's a philosophy. It says wisdom is not born from one mind, but from many minds thinking deeply, independently, and respectfully. When done right, it turns uncertainty into insight and chaos into clarity. And that's the Delphi method. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's into research or forecasting. And tell me in the comments what topic should I break down next. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep learning.